Welcome back to Andrew Says on Rebel News. Hunter Biden, presidential candidate Joe Biden's son, was a worldwide trend yesterday for not just the story about him, but how it was censored by social media. This New York Post article entailing Hunter Biden's communications with a board member of a Ukrainian energy firm appear to show that Hunter was setting up meetings for his father, Joe Biden. The leaked email states, "Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. It's an honor and pleasure." Now, early in the day, Twitter started blocking it from being posted or even shared in direct messages, until eventually suspending people who attempted to share the article. Everyone from popular journalist Jack Posobiec all the way up to White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany were suspended from the platform. To me, this shows a panicky, take it down response from Twitter, because censoring the White House Press Secretary doesn't seem like something you do just on a whim. Which is what makes it seem like maybe Jack got a phone call from someone high up in the DNC. Speaking of Jack, Twitter's commander-in-chief, he commented the following: "Our communication around our actions on the New York Post article was not great, and blocking URL sharing via tweet or DM with zero context as to why we're blocking, unacceptable." Yeah, you still did it though, Jack, and you continue to suspend people for it after the fact. The Twitter safety page gave its own explanation, which does contain some pretty weak arguments. First, the images contained in the articles include personal and private information, like email addresses and phone numbers, which violate our rules. Okay, that sounds fine, but it's still not on your site. Your rules don't apply to other people's websites. If they post it on your platform, then fine, but this is quite the stretch of the rule, I'd say. Now, they also claim this: "We currently view materials included in the articles as violations of our hacked materials policy." Which brings us to how the emails and photos were found initially, because when Twitter itself misleads people and tries to prevent people from actually reading about it themselves, it makes it okay for others to muddy the waters like this. I guess we were changing the meaning of the word hacked to the 17-year-old's definition, like when you leave your Facebook account open and somebody says something you don't want to on your name, because the photos and the emails weren't from a hack. They're from a hard drive and a laptop dropped off at a computer repair shop.
An attorney for Rudy Giuliani tells Fox News a computer repairman came forward with a laptop and hard drive that he says belonged to Hunter Biden. He claims that it was dropped off at his shop and never picked up. Fox is told it had an estimated 40,000 emails, 1,000 text messages, and salacious photos and videos of the former vice president's son. Now, Senate investigators are working with the whistleblower to confirm the information. He is legally blind, uses a monocle to do his job, and cannot confirm it was Hunter who dropped off the laptop.
I saw stuff, and I was concerned. I was concerned that somebody might want to come looking for this stuff eventually, and I wanted it out of my shop.
And the stuff were images, or the stuff was text, emails?
A little bit of both.
Now, if you think I'm kidding about willingly trying to cover for the Bidens, no matter how dishonest it may be, here are a couple terrible but funny examples. Scott Dworkin, with 800,000 followers, who is co-founder of Democratic Coalition, which of course has hashtag resistance in their profile, he says, "If you don't want to get your Twitter account locked, then don't spread Russian propaganda." Kyle Cheney, Congress reporter at Politico, says, speaking about the aforementioned email, quote, "The opportunity to meet may just as easily have meant Hunter promised a meeting in the future that may have never occurred." Ah yes, the email that said, "Thank you for the opportunity to meet and spend some time together," and has anyone ever said it's an honor and pleasure for the opportunity to meet someone without actually meeting them? This is sad, not journalism. This is how partisan people have become, including Twitter. They didn't want to post the article, so instead they made a Twitter moment just explaining why it was wrong. Which of course uses the same excuse that it doesn't actually say Joe Biden met with the Ukrainian guy. It could mean anything. And as a nice little slap in the face, on the Twitter moment, they included a photo provided by the New York Post. So where is Joe Biden in all of this? Well, besides denying any of this happened, that Hunter Biden had any contact with Ukrainians, which of course is not true.
We're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, "You have no authority. You're not the president." The president said, I said, "Call him." I said, "I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, "You're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here." And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, "I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money." Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
He is hard at work avoiding questions around packing the Supreme Court
They'll know my opinion of court packing when the election is over.
and doing speeches in front of cars.
Thanks for that introduction.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Rebel News Plus by going to rebelnewsplus.com. You'll get great shows like the Ezra Levant Show and everything else you don't get to see on YouTube.